gives me all the information that I need to know about how this horse is feeling today, right? He's relaxed, he's calm, he's responsive, he's friendly.
Welcome, friends and fellow horse fiends. You've landed on Come Ride With Me, a podcast dedicated to helping you find harmony, joy, and success in your riding. I'm your host, Anna Fox of Equus Enlightened. This pod isn't about training your horse, but about training you to be the best partner for your horse. Listen to find out how I use my intention to direct my ride. You'll hear how I decide what to focus on, what to say yes to, and when to redirect my horse. You'll see how not getting frustrated or overwhelmed is the easiest path to sanity and harmony. So, what are you waiting for? Come ride with me.
Hey guys, Anna Fox with Equus Enlightened, and we are here with Ebo today. We're going to show you a little bit about lunging. I don't even know if that's the right term for it, but for lack of a better term, lunging to build some rapport. There's sort of the old theory of putting the horse on the lunge line and just letting them run all their energy out. We used to do that to ponies in the hunter ring. They probably still do. But every morning at the horse show, be all the ponies going around in circles. All of the going in circles is not all that healthy for them mentally or physically. So there's a couple things that you can do. Are you done? There's a couple things that you can do before you ride, especially on those cold winter days or the windy spring days. There are some things that you can do pretty quickly and figure out how your horse is feeling. And then you can, from there, determine, well, do I want to stick with some groundwork today, or, is my horse feeling like he's rideable? So what I like to do is kind of test some things out, and we did some of these in the video earlier this winter with Ebo, but we're going to, can he yield to pressure, right? And yes, he came back to me, he did all of that. He's pretty good at this stuff. He knows the game. I also like to see, can they follow the feel of the rope? Can he follow the feel of relaxing, yielding to the pressure of my hand? Like he feels a little tight in his neck right there. And I can just ask him, hey, can you think about that for a second? He says, I'm thinking too hard. It's not that complicated, bud. Yeah. Oh, okay. Good. So a lot of times if we can get horses to relax the places that they're holding tension, we can take a lot of tension out of their body. And the tension is what gets us in trouble, right? It's the tense horse that bucks, rears, bolts, does all those things. So if we can figure out little ways to get rid of that tension before we get on, we're going to be in a much better place. And some of it has to do with the way your horse lives, right? Horses that have free choice, free range, free choice hay, enough pasture, their free range, can come and go as they please. They're going to be probably more relaxed natively than a horse that lives in the stall for most of the time, or only gets turned out in a small paddock. So it's different. You might have different things to work on. You might need to let your horse go around a little bit in a circle, just to get warmed up and loosen up their muscles if they're not walking around on their own regularly. But Ebo says he has a pretty good life. He can come and go as he pleases. And so, can you, yeah, good. And if they're looking at something, it's a great time to test. Like, can I get the attention? Because if I can't, or if I get a bad reaction from that, then that's something for me to note. Ooh, maybe my horse is a little tense. Maybe he's not really here with me. Maybe he's somewhere else. And I need to be mindful of that, because that's not how I want him when I'm riding, for sure. Okay, so we yield to pressure. Can I, again, get you to loosen up your neck a little bit? Oh, good boy. Yeah, this side's easier. So another thing I like to see is, can they move, right? I'd prefer you just to move your front end. You don't have to move that much, because I'm a little movie today, yeah? But that's a good thing to know, right? He's moving his feet a little bit more than I need him to. Let's see. Can we just step sideways? Oh, good boy. And knowing how they're going to react. Are they going to overreact to an ask? Or are they going to underreact? Are they going to let you kind of precisely move them like he did right there? Those are all really good things to know before you're going to get up on your horse. So then, another thing that I like to do, can they move the hindquarters? I like from touch, right? Can you? Mm-hmm. Yeah? I know, it's hard. Also, sort of, can you yield there to the stick? And as far as equipment goes, I don't really get hung up on that. I like rope halters when I don't have a bridle, or if I know I'm going to do a fair amount of groundwork with a horse, I will put the rope halter under the bridle, or put the rope halter on, then put the bridle on after. But whatever equipment you have, or you're comfortable with, is what I recommend you starting out with. And as you play with it, as you get used to doing some of these things, you'll find stuff that you like. And like, this is not my favorite stick, but it's what I had close by, so I grabbed it. Good boy, right? So now he's a little bit more, oh yeah, I can move. So can I ask him to do that from the other side? Yeah? Yeah? Oh, good boy. Yeah, good. Good. So, and these are all things that we started really basic on. And we talked about them in the winter video, just yielding to pressure and then getting him really good about that. So those are the things. Can you, and now, can you get off of me? Can you get out of my space if I need you to? Yeah. Good job. Good job, buddy. Now, can we go in a circle? Can we go? Oh my goodness. And I would prefer that they go at a nice walk, and that they maintain on their own. So I don't want to have to sort of be maintaining that traditional lunging posture, right? Because you see, when I do that, he automatically ups his energy and goes trotting. So what I want is, can he maintain the energy that I ask him for on his own? Because that is also important when you're riding. And then how responsive is he going to be? Could you go trotting? Oh, oh, oh. Good boy. How about now? Ah, good. So, he's pretty responsive. He's pretty relaxed. And I'm like, I would be happy with that, right? I know this horse. I know. I know that means he's like, okay, we could go do this today. But if you had a horse you weren't sure, You could try, what if I asked you for something bigger? If I went, go, good boy, and minus the sound effect, it was very good. And you notice I didn't ask him to maintain that canter. I didn't expect him to just keep cantering around. I just brought him out here. I haven't warmed him up or anything. So I'm not going to expect him to do that. But that sort of gives me all the information that I need to know about how this horse is feeling today, right? He's relaxed. He's calm. He's responsive. He's friendly. He's like, hey. So those are the core things that I want to know about a horse before I go jumping on their back. And if it's a horse that I'm not familiar with, Ebo's not wearing any tack today because I wasn't planning on riding him. But if you are planning on riding and you already have your horse tacked, that's totally fine. For either young horses or horses that are new to me and I don't really know that well, I will a lot of times bring them out sort of naked and then do my little warm up with them, teach them the things I want to know, because they may not be as advanced as he is and be able to just go out and do those things. It might take a few more minutes. It might, take me some time to teach the horse. And so I'll do a little bit of that, see how they're feeling, and then tack them up out in the open so that I can really pay attention to how they feel about it. And do they want to be tacked up? Are they staying with me when I'm tacking them up? Are they distracted and looking all around? Are they trying to get away from the saddle or the girth or the bridle or the whatever? That's all really good information. There's so many things that we can learn from our horses and about our horses on the ground that we are just missing. And just noticing, can they do these little simple things with ease, with lightness, with self-carriage, things that we talked about last week. And that's why I don't have any other equipment, side reins or anything like that, because I want to know, is he capable of doing this stuff, maintaining his own self-carriage and staying relaxed? And so now I've been standing here talking for a minute, and I'm going to go, all right, I'm going to see if I up my energy a little bit and say, go on, okay, can you go that way? Can you go the other way? Can you go that way? Can you go that way? Yeah, come on. Oh, good boy. Yay, come on now, can you go? Whoa, good boy. That was not pretty. Show people you can canter. There you go. But that is good information, right? Good job, buddy. Like, he's a little bit sticky behind. He's getting himself crossed up, and then when he comes down into the trot, he's a little sticky behind. That's all good information for me to know. And then he saw something over there in the woods, maybe. Right. What was it? Was it terrible? Can he come towards it? Yeah? Oh, good boy. See, and he didn't get stuck there. He came to me. He's still looking, but he's focusing on me, and he's paying attention. And so these are such little things, little details that you can use to figure out whether it's a good idea to be getting on your horse or not. And keeping yourself safe, building rapport with your horse, and showing them that you are paying attention and that you want this feedback rather than just ignoring them and going, I don't care how you feel today, but this is what we're doing. Right? And one of my favorite analogies that I use with business people, especially, and I've probably said this on the podcast before, but is that theory of you can go into a meeting with coffee and donuts for your staff and say, hey guys, we've got a problem. We need to figure out how to fix it. Let's all work together to come up with a solution. Or you can go in there and say, well, I know this is going to piss you guys off, but. And just by changing that wording, you're going to change the mood in that room. Same thing with the horses. Just by changing your own attitude, your own thought process towards them, and what you're willing to get from them and see about them, learn from them, you're going to change the way you interact and build some better rapport and be able to have a much more effective conversation with your horse. Because that's what I always want to know when I come out is, can we communicate? Can I have a conversation? Can I ask you questions and will you answer them? Because if the answer is no, you can't ask me any questions, I'm distracted, or no, I don't feel like it today, or whatever, then I need to reevaluate something rather than trying to force the matter. But he is interested in whatever he thinks is over in the woods, probably deer. And but other than that, he's responsive to me, he's relaxed, he's paying attention. Like, even though he's looking, he's not freaking out. And this is also part of what it's like having horses who have a normally regulated nervous system, right? Because he has free choice in his feeding habits, they do get fed grain or more forage twice a day, but they have access to hay all the time, whatever grass is around in the winter, and they come and go from the barn as they please. He is not having stress reactions to not having any freedom of choice, right? He's not having stress reactions from being in the stall. And when this horse came to me, he actually came as a stall walker. They couldn't turn him out except for in a small dry lot because he would run. He had sort of this whole list of stable vices, plus he went in a double bridle, and just changing the way he lives and starting to pay attention, teaching him how to carry himself and be relaxed and light. This is a big horse. He's a big dude. He's an old style bred Hanoverian. So, you know, teaching him how to be light and how to carry himself was really important. And it was quite funny because he's going to go to sleep on us now. When he first came, just doing something simple like this, he might actually sort of overreact and fall down on the line. Like, it would be nothing for him to like shoot out and lose his hind end and fall down, or to go cantering off in the pasture and then try to make a turn and fall down, just because he was not very aware of himself. And now I can see him canter down the hill, and he lifts himself up and he makes the turn. He can canter right into the barn without missing a step, because he now knows how to carry himself, and that he also has to be responsible for himself, because I'm not micromanaging his every move. I think that's so important for our horses. A lot of times people, in an effort to be perfectionist, have all the things going for them, they're trying to micromanage every second of the ride with their horse or their horse's lives, and it just causes more distress in the horses than it does happy feelings. And then we get these other issues that we see, the stable vices, nervousness, not very good rideability, things like that, because the horses aren't regulated in their nervous system normally, right? So I hope that helps you. I hope that gives you some ideas of what you want to see from your horse, how you want them to be carrying themselves before you get on, and just some little things that you can do. Feel free to reach out to me with any questions about how to facilitate any of the things that I'm doing, or what things you can look for, what things to avoid. Any questions, feel free to reach out to me on social media. You can email me, anna@equisenlightened.net. It's all going to be in the show notes. And until next time, guys, happy riding, or happy groundworking, because I don't like the word lunging. But have fun with your horses. See you next time.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Come Ride With Me. My vision is to inspire riders to embrace the beauty of simplicity and mindfulness in the saddle. I appreciate your joining me on this journey to harmony and understanding with your equine partner. Oh, before you go, please remember to rate, review, and share this pod so others can find it. If you'd like to learn more about what I do at Equus Enlightened, you can find me at equisenlightened.net or on patreon.com/Equus Enlightened. You can also find me on social media as Equus Enlightened. I will put all the links in the show notes. And until next time, happy riding! Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Come Ride With Me. My goal is to demonstrate to riders that we don't have to do something every second of a ride. We don't have to do things a certain way or at a certain time. Just staying present with your horse and gathering non-judgmental information about how they are going is way more beneficial than overthinking and overworking. If you'd like to learn more about what I do at Equus Enlightened, you can find me at equisenlightened.net or on patreon.com/Equus Enlightened. You can also find me on social media as Equus Enlightened. I will put all the links in the show notes. And until next time, happy riding! Oh, before you go, please remember to rate, review, and share this pod so others can find it. I would love constructive criticism. But, like my mom used to say, if you don't have anything really nice to say, there's no need to say it. Just ride on, my friends. Have a great week.